No, I mean, I think, trying to get Dev to play off his strengths ever since he's now kind of back full strength. And he had a great week of practice. I think that was the big thing. I think everybody did. We had 3 really good days of practice, and that's the way he played for the last 3 days.
Devin, to kind of follow that up, you talked about coming back to full strength. This is your 4th game with 21 points off the bench. How do you kind of feel like in terms of health-wise? Obviously, you kind of started the season coming off with limited practice. Now you're halfway through the season. Kind of how do you feel health-wise? Being able to put together these performances, kind of a 6 starter.
I feel really good out there, but just like always, I still got some work to do. Still got to get better every day.
You didn't come in here as necessarily known for your 3-point shooting, but you've really been shooting the ball well all year, especially of late. What is there something you've done? Is it just natural progression of your game? Is there something that Willard's done for you? What has been the reason for that?
I got a great coach. Tells me to let it fly.
Good answer.
Kevin,
No, he could shoot. I mean, he could score. It's just when he came back, when he had a really bad injury, they missed 2 months. And so I think when you miss 2 months of basketball and you try to come in and play high-level basketball, kids are kids. They're going to try to come back and do what they always do. And what I'm trying to get him to do is just play off his strengths to start and just do off that. I think he's starting to realize how good of a shooter, of a scorer, how much pressure he can put on defenses, and then he can play off that. But, 2 months of not playing or practicing, especially it was all September and all October. So they missed the 2 most important months when you're trying to learn a new system, a new offense, and then, you get thrown into the fire. It's taken him a little bit of time to get his feet under him.
It goes without saying, but how important has he been to what?
Oh, huge. I mean, that's why we brought him here. This is the type of player he is. This is not, when you go into the portal, or you really have to evaluate and watch film and see what it has. And when he was on his visit, I think the best part about it is I just loved his maturity. He's a terrific person, and so I think what he's getting rewarded for being a hard worker and a terrific person.
Coach, with the youth that you have at the guard spots with the Caden and Bryce, how important is it to have veterans like this that can carry you offensively in the Bryant Conference?
Yeah, I mean, Perkins and Devin have been great. I think Perk's even getting a little bit more confidence and a little bit more comfortable with a totally different style than what he played. And I think, some of the early mistakes that we made, I think we're learning from, which is good. I think we're doing some better things offensively. I think these guys are getting more comfortable offensively.
Coach, where do you guys think you found momentum at the beginning of the second half after Providence kind of started to chip away at the lead a little bit?
Yeah, I think at the defensive end, we kind of gave, Fox he's good. Like he's a pro with his size and the way he shoots it. We left them twice to start the second half and kind of gave them 9 points and let them right back into the game. So I thought we did a much better job of just sitting down defending.
Coach, on the defensive end, it's been something you wanted to get better at. When Kim was in here, he praised your all-ball defense tonight, enforcing the 14 turnovers, 10 of which came in the first half. How are you progressing on that end?
These guys are working hard at it. Our secondary defenses still needs a lot of work. There's times that we have to protect Duke with the amount of minutes he's getting. And I still think we're getting confused on some simple things that it's more my fault. Sometimes I get a little bit more complicated than I probably should be with these guys. But these guys are working hard at it and trying to figure it out. But sometimes in a game, the game's going so fast, and what I think these guys should be able to do is not realistic.
Last time you played, it was a pretty tight game. What was the difference this time that you?
We went through a battle with UConn and lost in overtime and had 6 days off. They just went through a battle and lost at the buzzer pretty much, and they had 3 days to come here. Kim's doing a great job. I love his team. I love the way they play. They've had some really, really tough losses, man. And for them to keep coming out and playing as hard as they're doing, just let you know how committed they are to Kim and how much they want to win. It's just sometimes schedule dictates how you play. We came off a bye week, which we needed. and they're coming off two really, really hard losses. The Georgetown loss obviously was really tough for them, I'm sure. But then they came back and played great against UConn, which showed you, to me, that's a sign of great coaching. When, you lose, you're up 20, you lose, and then all of a sudden you come back against the number 2 team in the country on campus and have a chance to win it in the last 2 minutes. So we had 3 great days of practice, and we were ready for them. And I think sometimes that's a big difference in scheduling.